welcome to day 3 of the reading rush. It is already about 6:15, 6:30ish in the evening. I've been home from work for a little while and I haven't really vlogged at all yet, obviously. Like, I'm just now starting the vlog, so I figured, you know, it was time to actually like vlog for the vlog, you know, whatever. Today was marginally better than yesterday, although it didn't really have far to go to be better than yesterday, so I'm grateful for that. I had a pretty good day at work, and I also ended up finishing 2 books today, which is great considering, you know, we're on day 3 of the readathon and I hadn't finished anything yet. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the 2 books that I have finished, and I guess we're going to talk about, you know, what's coming next, what book am I going to pick up next, and I guess I'll just take you around this evening. It is going to be such a boring vlog today because I'm not doing anything. So first of all, I did finally finish The Last True Poets of the Sea by Julia Drake, and I really did like this book a lot, but also at the same time I kind of hated it because it was a really, really emotional read for me, much more so than I anticipated. It just had a completely different effect on me than I thought it would, and I don't know, I'm just like a little bit like emotionally just like destroyed by this book. This is, as I've said before, it's about a girl who has been having a rough time, and she goes to live with her uncle in Maine for the summer after her brother tries to commit suicide. He goes to a treatment facility and she goes to Maine, and their family has a history in this town that she's going to stay in. Supposedly her great-great-great-grandmother was the only survivor of a shipwreck, and she like came ashore and she met her great-great-great-grandfather and they got married, and they've got this like history of surviving in their family, and so it's kind of this legacy that they feel like they have to live up to. Obviously there's some issues. Her brother did try to kill himself, and she's got a lot of things going on, and so it's really about discovering like who you really are and trying to figure out your place in the world while also dealing with, you know, this grief that she feels over her brother attempting to take his own life, and throughout the course of the story she just realizes how important her brother is to her, and just, I don't know, it's just this really, really great story all about sibling relationships and like coming of age, and at the same time she's falling in love with a girl who is kind of obsessed with this shipwreck, this history, and so they kind of set out on this adventure to try to find the shipwreck because nobody's ever been able to find the ship. It's a really, really good book, but it was also a really, really hard book for me to read, and especially like right now because I've been very emotional the last few days, and partially it is, I think, because of this book, just because of just like how like emotionally devastating it was for me to read. I did like it a lot, and I definitely want to read more from this author in the future. I believe this is her debut, but I definitely feel like I will read whatever she puts out in the future because she is a very skilled writer, and I loved the characters and the way she crafted the story. All the side characters were so dynamic, and everything had a place and a purpose in this story. But because of like just how emotional it made me and how like connected I feel to the story, I can't really even give it a rating. I can't really recommend it to you just because I don't know how I really feel about it. It is impossible for me to put into words the feelings I have about this book. It was just a really hard book to read, and I am glad I read it, but at the same time I'm also like I hate that I read it just because it destroyed me a little bit. And so yeah, don't know if that is even like a really good review of it. I can't, I mean, it's really not, obviously, but it's all I can say about it. Like, I don't know how to explain my feelings about this book because I don't really necessarily understand my feelings about this book, and so yeah, it was rough, but I'm glad that I read it. Finally finished a book for the readathon. This book completed the challenge to read a book that starts with the word the. It was also on my 2020 TBR, so I've knocked a 6th book off of that TBR, and we're just gonna keep chugging along. And then also, just as I was coming home from work, I listened to the last bit of the audiobook for The Duchess Deal by Tessa Dare. I was at like 18% yesterday, which was about 67 pages, so I listened to the last 82% of it, which is like 300-ish pages, and it was so good. I loved it so much. It was like the perfect book to read right now. I've been having a rough few days, and this just completely just like turned my whole attitude around, and so I'm really glad that I read this. I'm so glad that I finally read a book by Tessa Dare. I understand the hype now, and I can't wait to read everything that she's ever written because I feel like she's just going to become a new favorite for me. I kind of explained what this book was about in my vlog yesterday, so I'm not going to go into it again, but it takes some wild turns. There are some little subplots that were so exciting to read, and just watching Emma and the Duke fall in love, it was just so sweet, and everything about it was just so sweet. I loved it so much. If you haven't read Tessa Dare yet, I would highly recommend doing so. I would definitely recommend The Duchess Seal, considering it's the only book by her that I've read, but oh man, it was so good. It was so good. I definitely feel like I'm gonna get on a historical romance kick now because I really, really loved it, and I want to read like all the books in the series and all of her other series. The other books in the series are not available from the library right now. They are all checked out, so I'm not gonna be tempted to deviate from my TBR because I loved The Duchess Deal so much, but I definitely think I will get really into Tessa Dare when this readathon is over because I just was completely surprised by how great this book was, and I'm so excited about the journey that I'm about to take on the historical romance train. That book completed the challenge to read a book in a genre that you want to read more from, or read your least read genre. I picked historical romance, and now I can't wait to read more. Speaking of, I think my next read might be Edenbrooke by Julianne Donaldson. This is also a historical romance book that I have heard such good things about, and so I'm really excited to read it, and I think because I loved the Tessa Dare book so much, I might just want to continue that train. One more historical romance before I get into something a little bit heavier for the weekend. Also, because I finished the audiobook I was listening to, tomorrow I'm going to start If I'm Being Honest by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Broca. This is the other book for my 2020 TBR that I had on my Reading Rush TBR, and it's another book I'm really, really excited to read. So I am trading out a contemporary and historical romance for another contemporary and another historical romance, and I'm saving the books that I think are going to be a little more like not challenging, but like I think they're going to take me a little longer for the weekend. Like I definitely think The Vanishing Half I can read pretty quickly, but I want to save it for like a Saturday when I can just sit down and read the whole thing in one go. And then before the coffee gets cold, I am going to read at some point as well, but I think tonight I want to start Edenbrooke. I think that's what my heart is telling me to do, is to start another historical romance. So that's what I'm gonna do. I didn't read A Story from the Last Wish today because I just wasn't feeling like it. I listened to The Duchess Deal pretty much like any spare moment I had at work today, and then on the way home and everything, and I haven't started the next story, which is fairly long, and I just wasn't feeling like reading it. There are 6 stories in the collection, so it's okay if I skip a day. I'll just read it tomorrow. I'm fine with that. But yeah, that's how the day's gone so far. Like I said, I don't really know what the night of the vlog is going to look like because I don't really have much going on tonight, but I'm gonna take you along, I guess. I guess I need to go actually charge my Kindle because I think it's dead. So if I want to read Edenbrooke, I need to at least get a little battery on that. And at some point I have to eat dinner, and then we'll just see where the night takes us. Before I leave my office, I thought I might show you my bullet journal because I did that little montage yesterday of me like making my bullet journal spread, and then I never actually showed it on camera. So I thought maybe I would like show my bullet journal. I've already updated it with all the things for today, so it's ready to go. And so I'm gonna show that to you real quick before I leave my room, my office. So here it is. This is just a little section where I mapped out the challenges and what I'm planning on reading in parentheses, and then if I end up reading something different, then I'll write it in there in a different color. And then on this side, I decided to track my pages every day to see how many pages I was reading every day. Obviously, that's what a page tracker is. And then at the bottom, I just laid out all the days, and I, you know, put little boxes for if I completed a reading challenge, if I did the Instagram challenge, if I uploaded my vlog. And so that's how it's looking so far. I just did like this one page, so this is all there is, but I like it. It turned out kind of cute. And so yeah, now I'm gonna do all those things I said before and get a snack because I'm a little bit hungry. Okay, so it's a little while later and I actually haven't done much of anything at all tonight. I was going to read a little bit of Edenbrook, but I couldn't get it to download on my Kindle for some reason. Like, it shows that it's there, but then when you click on it, it just like brings up a blank screen, and I didn't really want to try to read it on my phone, which it downloaded fine on my phone. I could read the words just fine, but I didn't really want to try to read it on my phone tonight. So didn't actually start reading anything. I ended up playing some Breath of the Wild and watched some Reading Rush vlogs. I have just made a playlist, like a private playlist just for me, and every time somebody uploads a vlog, I just add it to that playlist, and then whenever I have a free minute, I have just been watching some. That's what I did. I watched some Reading Rush vlogs and played Breath of the Wild. I'm just in awe of how aesthetically pleasing some people's vlogs are. Like, even in a Reading Rush setting where you're trying to read, you're vlogging, you have to edit and upload that vlog every single day, people are still managing to make their vlogs beautiful and just so like calming to watch. Whereas me, I'm just sitting here talking at you for like 8 minutes and there's nothing aesthetically pleasing about it at all. I think it stems from the fact that a lot of people put a lot more effort and care into their vlogs, and for me it's just kind of about like me like being able to talk to the camera. And so I don't know, I don't care that much about B-roll. I don't care about like doing anything fancy or having like these beautiful shots in my vlogs. I want to care. Like, I wish that my videos could be that nice, that beautiful, but I just don't. It's not that I don't care, because I like the way I do my vlogs, but I just like wish that I cared to that same level as other people do. So like, watching them is very calming, it's very relaxing. I just like seeing other people's creativity in their vlogs. And I'm not trying to be self-deprecating, I was just watching vlogs earlier and I'm like, oh yeah, these are so good. Like, I wish I was able to have like that much like energy and put that much effort into every single one of my vlogs, but I just don't. So I just do what I do, and that's fine. It's actually already about almost 9:30, and so I'm going to wrap this up here in just a few minutes. I'm gonna go edit it all together. I think it'll be easy to edit tonight because there's not really a whole lot to edit because I didn't really film at all this evening, but I want to do something more exciting for tomorrow's vlog. So if you have any like questions or anything, I'm thinking about maybe doing like a Q&A portion tomorrow evening. So if you have any questions for me, then you should leave those down in the comments, and maybe I'll do like a Q&A portion tomorrow. It can be about like literally anything. I want to have like some content for tomorrow, something like a little bit more exciting than, well, I read these books today and then I played video games for an hour. But I wasn't really as concerned with reading this evening just because I did already finish 2 books today. So I knew like I probably wasn't going to like be in the mood to read as much when I got home, and that's okay. Like, I feel accomplished for what I did do today, and I feel okay about like the rest of the week. Like, I feel like I'll be able to stay on top of my reading, so I'm not that worried about it. But then it just makes the vlog suffer because there's like literally no content except for me just talking about the books that I finished. So if you have any questions that you would like me to answer in tomorrow's vlog, then leave them down below and I will answer them, because I want to do that if you want to ask them. Anyway, I hope the reading rush is going well for everybody. I have been having a lot of fun, even though I've had kind of a tougher start to my week and I just finished books today. I've still been like really enjoying seeing everybody's like content, and I've been enjoying like seeing all the interactions on Twitter, and I'm just having fun like being part of the readathon, and that's what's important to me. So I hope that you are also having fun being part of the readathon, and if you're not participating, then I hope that you're just having a good week in general, because everybody deserves good weeks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.